Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. COVID-19 has taken over the globe. Literally. It's killed many people. A lot of people are sick and suffering from it, and we just can't seem to get a handle on it. What this is doing to the markets, not only to gold and silver, but markets across the board, is astonishing. We've seen things put in action that we've never imagined. And for gold and silver, as this channel focuses on gold and silver, watching this has been extremely interesting. And I've noted and learned a lot about where the market could be headed, also looking back at the historical patterns. So this video is going to explain what COVID-19 is doing for precious metals and why the markets are performing the way they are. So before we start, make sure to smash that like button, make sure you subscribe, because I post daily videos. Now, you would think in a society or in economic turmoil, in hard times, gold and silver would skyrocket, right? Silver and gold are used as a safe haven metal driven towards safety. It's a safety net because it has intrinsic value. It's going against the dollar. So if people aren't trusting the banks, aren't trusting the governments, then they invest into gold and silver to preserve their wealth. It's a hedge against inflation. So you would think during such a tragic time of right now that gold and silver prices would be through the roof, but that's not the case. Now, why is this? Well, there's a couple different reasons. It actually came full circle. What was helping gold and silver in return was a double-edged sword and hurt gold and silver. Because times were so bad, people were actually cashing out their gold and silver, getting that quick cash grab, and people were losing faith in the dollar. Now, usually, if the dollar is high, gold and silver is low. If the dollar is low, gold and silver is high. But we've seen more of a correlation between the two moving at a parallel pattern, right? We've seen the dollar up and gold and silver up. We've seen the dollar down and gold and silver down. So we're living in much different times as a part of a normal quote-unquote market. And that's the point I'm making, is the markets are not normal whatsoever right now. And if you're talking about crazy silver prices, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're living in crazy times. So I could sit here and say $100 silver all day, but if nothing's happening in the economy to show that, then that's just bogus. But we're living in a crazy time. So to say $100 silver, I know it sounds crazy, but COVID-19 is crazy. So we definitely could see these things start to appear, especially reflecting upon the 2008 credit crisis and what that looked like, how that affected the economy, and what that did to society, right? There was a recession/depression looming. You know, stock markets crashed. The feds needed stimulus packages. The same type of thing. The same exact thing happened then. But what happened? What did it play out to be? Because back then, we didn't have COVID-19 on the front burner, which is a much, much, much more, I guess, threatening thing to the people. So times are much more severe, which is going to make things even more realistic and more, I guess, not profitable. I mean, it can be profitable, but I guess the word I'm looking for is a higher price limit. There's no telling what silver can do, because in 2008 that led to $50 silver, ladies and gentlemen. $50 silver. So if we have the same thing as 2008 happening now, but we also have another player in the game which is deadly, a deadly virus, a pandemic on our hands, then $50 silver would easily and can easily turn into $100 silver or even higher. And there's reasons for this. The first thing I want to talk about, the first reason, is the gold to silver ratio. COVID-19 not only exposed the truth about the dollar, about our financial system, about our currency, but it also exposed something else. That silver is extremely undervalued. Extremely undervalued. The gold to silver ratio normally is around 50 or 60 to 1. Back in the day, in biblical times, it was 1 to 1. 1 ounce of silver equals 1 ounce of gold. Then in Egyptian times, it was 2.5 parts silver equals 1 part gold, which meant 2.5 ounces of silver would equal or buy you 1 ounce of gold. So the ratio is around 2 to 1, right? The average around 2 to 1. It comes out of the ground roughly 8 to 1. So you would think the price, silver's price compared to gold would be around 8 to 1, right? Because that's what it comes out the ground. That's the ratio. That's what it should be. But we saw the ratio from COVID-19 hit up to 124 to 1, meaning it takes 124 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. That's the highest that the ratio has ever been. And this ratio has been going on for over 5,000 years. So we have hit a record that hasn't happened in 5,000 years, ladies and gentlemen. In 5,000 years, we've never seen a ratio this high. Now, what does that mean? What does that tell us? It tells us that the feds are pumping a lot of money into the system to make this such exaggerated, so infatuated. 2, silver is extremely undervalued, and 3, silver has a lot of catching up to do sooner than later. We cannot see the ratio sit that long for too much longer. It has to even out. It has to play out, and it always does. It always does. Even when we saw the ratio 100 to 1 a couple months ago, even a couple years ago when it was in the 90s, silver always caught back up. It always does. So that means that silver has to either appreciate or gold has to depreciate. Now, the Federal Reserve is trying to pump in all this money into the economy. Stimulus packages, get your $1,200, should be arriving any day now, right? I mean, be honest, if you filed your taxes, you'll be getting a nice little pretty paycheck. Hopefully you don't blow it on stupid stuff. But what this is doing is exposing, it's giving us information on the reality of our financial system. Most people won't look at it this way. They're just looking at getting that money right now. They've already spent that paycheck before they even got it. Probably a lot of people are going to buy a new car. Maybe, whatever the case is. Blown, gone. Within the next week, I bet they don't even have a penny from that money. So that's not the point, though, right? That's not the point. The point is that the feds are doing this with money that we don't have. We don't have that type of money. We're $24 trillion in debt. Go to usdebtclock.org. Go to usdebtclock.org. We are $24 trillion in debt. And we're just throwing out trillions of dollars on hand. Not saying that everyone shouldn't deserve a stimulus package. Not saying that. Because COVID-19 did affect a lot of families, a lot of households, and that's great, right? That is great. All I'm saying is we literally just don't have the money to do that. Not saying that they shouldn't do it, they just don't have the money to do it because we're in so much debt. We're trying to get ourselves out of debt by replacing it with more debt. It's like trying to pay off a credit card using another credit card. Then trying to pay off that credit card with another credit card. And hopefully one day you think it's all just going to work out, but it never does, right? It only accumulates more debt and more stress and just puts you in a tighter situation. Digging a hole so deep, you cannot dig yourself out. The more you dig, the bigger the hole gets. The more you dig, the bigger the hole gets. And there is no ladder. See, people think that raising interest rates could be the ladder. Or maybe a default or audit would be the ladder. We'll just cancel everything out. That's not possible. The last time our money had a chance was when it was backed by gold and silver, the gold and silver standard. After the gold and silver standard, after silver and gold weren't noted as real money, after our legal tender or lawful money was backed by absolutely nothing but faith in that dollar, we've been SOL. We don't stand a chance. There's no way a fiat-based currency could ever survive and ever work in this system. It's not designed to work. It's designed to fail. So what can you do? All you can do, because there is no solution, right? There's no magic wand. No one's going to come out of the clouds from the sky and just make everything better. COVID-19 is not going to save everything. It might bring a reality check to some people and a paycheck, but that doesn't mean it's going to fix things, because people are going to go right back to the same ways. All we can do is protect our wealth by investing in the precious metals. Precious metals is an alternative, not a solution. It's an alternative because we have a chance, we have a fighting chance to preserve our money, to put our money into something that's held its value for 5,000 years and always will be valuable, and actually increases in value over the years, and actually has a lot of potential to appreciate highly, to drive more profits, to live financially free. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you thought this video was educational, informational, or just entertaining, make sure to smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. I post daily videos every single day, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.